Every time I start this, it like zooms in. What's up, guys? So, I guess this is Reaper Vlog 2 pre-workout talks. Just showered, getting ready for the gym, making my concoction. That's the best part of the day. If you truly love supplements, making like your own potions is like the way to go, is I guess what I'll call it. And I don't know if anyone else like me too, but I normally shower before I go to the gym too. I think I feel more sanitary, and then I go to Lifetime, so I shower after the gym too, because there's nothing worse than like, you're sweating constantly, and then you just get into your car like nothing, and then people normally don't clean their car, and I just never want to be that guy. So, as you guys can see back here, the new pre-workout finally dropped. I released it yesterday. It is from After Dark. Let's see if that'll clear up a little bit. Probably not. There we go. Look at that label. So that's the sour watermelon swirl. And then this guy is, come on, baby, the Blue Madness. So if you guys are wondering, it is definitely a high stim. A lot of pump in there still, so you got your citrulline for your vasodilation. You got 4 grams of beta-alanine. I think they did 1.2 grams of clusterdextrin, so you still get a good pump. I actually tried like a fifth of a scoop with Ray yesterday. Worked out great. I felt good. He did half a scoop. He felt good too. Oh, I thought my label was jacked up. Sorry. Like look at the barcode. Yeah, they put so much detail into this guy. It felt good. Normally I'm not a huge blue raz guy. Only reason being, I don't know if you guys remember, it's like when I first started getting into the game, when I was like fucking 13, 14, doing pre-workouts. I'm surprised I was even allowed to do it. I think I stole my parents' money just to get it. But the flavors used to always be fruit punch and blue raz. And as you guys know, they weren't good, fruit punch and blue raz. Like they were chalky, they were thick. I think the one that I had was it was No Explode, and then No Explode a couple, years down the line made Lemon Lime, and we're like, holy shit, bro, this is amazing. Even though now when you take nowadays lemon limes versus those lemon limes, ass, literally terrible flavors back then. So it's cool that this new gen, you guys are pampered, dude. These flavors are so good, like sour watermelon swirl, Blue Madness, cherry. What else I got back there? Lemon iced tea, Welch's grape, the Werewolf Blood, which is like a cherry pomegranate, Walter White, which is like a pineapple, and then you got orange creamsicle. Like the flavors are so good now. It's honestly impossible to have like I won't say impossible because there's still really shitty tasting pre-workouts out there. But if you have a guy that has a good flavor system, it's pretty difficult. Even when we created ours, we do blackberry lemonade, strawberry kiwi, and then pink lemonade. It tastes amazing. I think that's why one of the Titans does so well is, I'm not a real big fan of their flavor system or profile, but their flavor system is really good. And you guys know which one I'm talking about. It's got a deer on the front. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm going to make this concoction today. But yeah, it's weird to see where the flavors have gone, how much better flavors already around are. I remember like it was No Explode, Muscle Tech, and then like Twin Labs, those gray bottles, if you guys remember. They always had the huge pills. Animal Pack was around, but that's more of like a multivitamin stuff. But yeah, it was terrible, dude. The first round of No Explode, you guys probably had the same, experience. Dude, I shit so bad every time I took a scoop of that. I'd start warming up, and then even at like 16, 17, 18 years old, just shitting crazy. Then when I started working corporate stores, it turned into the micro scoops, and that was the day and age of Jack 3D. And I know everyone that's watching is like, Jack 3D, let's go. It was good. It was definitely meth, but it was good. When that stuff was getting banned, when I was working at corporate sales, people were literally the only way I could really like have a similar story to it is I was running a gun club when COVID started happening and like the riots and all that stuff. So before I got activated to go help out with that stuff, people were coming in and buying guns literally like that. They were pointing to them and saying, just ring it up. And then asking me and my sales staff, because I was the GM at the time, how to load it, how to use it. Like people were just buying them like that. I'll take it. Like it was insane. Like we would average selling around like 5 to 10 guns a day during COVID and all that, and going through the NICS system. NICS was fried because that's the background check system you got to put people through to see if they can buy or not. We were doing like 30 to 50 a day, just back to back to back to back to back, multiple gun sales. It was crazy. But that's how it was with Jack 3D. People would come in and be like, do you have it? I say yes. And there was no rules. They would just buy everything on the shelf. And then you would see it on, this is when eBay was really big. Is it called eBay? It sounds weird when you say it out loud. eBay? Craigslist? Whatever. Selling it for like triple the price. And people were buying it. So that was kind of like the weird to be able to see it. Because at the time, I didn't have a lot of money at all. I was broke as shit. So I couldn't just buy all the Jack 3D for myself. But I didn't understand what was happening. And then like the clones would come out. Like there was one called Havoc. I forget the name of the brand itself, and it's supposed to be like a DMAA clone, and it just wasn't the same. People were returning it all the time, and like, this isn't it. I'm like, clearly it's not it because the ingredient's banned. So it's cool to see the trends and the hysteria, and it was never like this where it was like very sorry, words I'm looking for, guys. Like drop culture, like everything's limited edition. Normally, if something sold good, they would keep it in stock. You know what I mean? Versus now, everything's limited edition, so it kind of sucks if you really, really like something. So, guys, I'm literally going to do a little bit less than half. That's how strong this guy is. That's all your boy needs as far as that. And then I'm going to add some pump and some creatine and some salt. But that's in the kitchen. Fuck, I knew I forgot something. If you guys are ever in a pinch and you forget your pre-workout, the OG days, man, black coffee and salt will it'll power you through a workout. So don't think you're ever, what's it called? Out of options. You can pull over anywhere, and restaurants and stuff will have like salt packets, stuff like that. So I'm telling you, it sounds goofy. I'm not your doctor, so if you have some type of hypertension or something, don't listen to me. But salt and coffee will get you through it. Let's do like a scoop. Can't have too much creatine, right? Well, probably can, but let's do a scoop and a half. What was it called? What was I saying? Salt and coffee. So yeah, that's the watermelon swirl because I want to test that one out today. The creatine, and then I need a little bit more pump. So I'm gonna do the cherry bootlegger again. What the hell, man? There we go. Stars and pipes. Open up the blood vessels a little bit. Today is chest and might throw in some shoulders for an afterburner, but I'm gonna go even light on this guy too. Just give my system a little bit of a break from these huge scoops. Plus I gotta ship some orders before I hit the gym. Thankfully there's a UPS right next to Lifetime where I'm at. So yeah. Speaking of shipping, dude, all my fellow entrepreneurs, this Christmas season, New Year season sucked, huh? Shipping was crazy. I had to file claims because a couple of my really good customers, and even ambassadors, their packages were lost or sitting in their home state for like 2 weeks. It was a nightmare this season, to be honest. So hopefully that fixes itself in a little bit. How you guys think watermelon and cherry is going to be? Who gives a shit? It's for functionality, right? Still better than the old blue raspberry fruit punch. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I feel like that was a good little pre-workout talk. But it's always interesting to see the trends of what's like going on. It seems right now like the limited editions are really hot. The really cool labels, and it's weird to see how strong these pre-workouts have gone. Like I was trying to actually explain to my grandmother and my mother. We went to lunch, and it's like, back in the day, 200 to 300 was a high stim versus now that's like a mid to low stim. As far as like what people are buying, like one of my top sellers is Symbiote. Yeah, I'm down to one flavor of Symbiote. It's close to like a gram of stimulant total. Absolutely bonkers. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I physically can't try Symbiote. I won't do it. Like the Alice in Wonderland, third to a fourth of a scoop is good enough for me. That'll give me enough energy to get through this. But yeah, it's just super interesting. Like there wasn't really like pump products for the longest time too. Now there's pump sauce, pump juice. I mean, everyone kind of makes a non-stim. You got Blow from Mile Blocks. You got the V2 from Axe and Sledge. Full as Fuck from 5%. We used to have Carnage Pump. We're just sold out of it. So it's weird the Stars and Pipes. I forgot about that one. Shit. It's weird to see like those trends too. Because I think, hate the science-based stuff, but there is a point of like these ingredients will vasodilate versus caffeine and stimulants will vasoconstrict. But it all depends what you're working out for. And that's what I try to tell people too. I'm like, lift how you want to lift. Like my powerlifter guys, my strongman guys, they don't give two shit much about like filling up the muscle with blood. They want to lift as much weight as possible and get it off the ground and put it down versus the bodybuilders on my team. That's how I kind of work out too, is we care more about engorging the muscle, getting as full as possible, breaking it down so it could be built back bigger and all that stuff. So yeah, but I think everyone has those days where they need more pick me up, especially, if you got, you're working super long hours, you got kids, all that stuff. Sometimes you need the barn burners. Sometimes you're going to need a full scoop of that Alice in Wonderland. Sorry, I don't know if I could say Alice in Wonderland because I get in trouble, but like the After Dark Void that happens to have similarities of Alice in Wonderland. Sometimes you're gonna need those. That's why, in my stash, I got the Condemned, the Werewolf Blood and all that stuff. And then if I'm feeling good, it'll be more pump, salt, creatine, all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, other than that, everything's been going good. I'm trying to set up a big ambassador event at the new gym that just opened. I'm trying to see if they'll do a deal on like some day passes. They're actually in a building that my mother's property management team kind of owns. So hopefully we can hook that up for you guys and get that content. Like I said, USA Fit Games, we're gonna do that again. But yeah, man, it's just been a blessing. Team's been awesome. It's been growing every day. I think we're up to like 50 people of like solid people. And yeah, that's honestly it. I'm trying to think of what else we've been trying to work on. That's it. Just trying to keep you guys with the best products and all that stuff. Haven't seen too many new proteins. Like I said, I'm kind of happy with where we're at with all the proteins all the way up. Those flavors have changed tremendously too. Holy shit. You guys remember when it was chocolate and vanilla and it was like cake batter? It didn't mix. You had to like gag it down. Like, that's why I try to tell Donnie, I'm like, you are so lucky you're in this era, even though I'm only like 10, 11 years older than him. It was still 10, 11 years of like astronomical differences of how well the supplements work, the flavor profile, everything, like everything. I think BSN was the first one to do like the really cool labels where it was like red and shiny, hieroglyphic, looked like a damn Pokemon card when it came out, versus like the other ones where I think Muscle Tech also kind of went that route too, a little bit shiny, but it had more of a grit feel to it. But yeah, I was like, you're so lucky you're in this era. Now you got like Churro, you got, let's just take a look. Yeah. You got churro, monster mash. You got pumpkin spice muffin. You got s'more, cinnamon cereal, chocolate cookie, vanilla peanut butter, blueberry, vanilla ice cream cone. Like there was none of that shit back then. It was either chocolate, vanilla, and you made it happen. You know, I mean, I think one of the first ones that came out different was like birthday cake, and it was fucking terrible. I don't know who it was, but it was terrible. So, count your blessings. We're all in this era of this beauty of all these flavors. That's when people are like, this protein doesn't really taste the best. I'm like, shut yo ass up. It is delicious. It's still better than what we had. You know what I mean? And it's only usually 30 scoops of tub, so you can get through it. That's the one thing I couldn't stand working at corporate sales is I'll go into this before we go because I'll keep it like 20 minutes. High Health had a really good return program, but people would take a scoop or they would use almost all of it, then return it. Like they knew the system, which I don't care. I don't own the company. That was their return policy, but people would use either none of it, bring it back because there's like pampered, or use all of it, then return it within that 30-day window and get their money back and get another protein. GNC, I used to run a family-owned one, so it was a franchise. And I mean, customers granted at the time I was pissed because I was so immature and young, but like, customers, you can't expect customers to understand which was a franchise and which is not a franchise. You know what I mean? And so people would try to come in with returns and it would be from a corporate store when I would look at the receipt and I was like, sorry, you can't do it at this one. They're like, this is a fucking GNC, right? I'm like, technically, yeah. Second, don't talk to me like that. I don't give a fuck either. But it was chaos, man. Returns suck so bad. Or they were just like, the normal returns, and I hate to offend anyone, but it is what it is if this is you. They would buy fat burners, come back, still fat. And I'm like, hey, what'd you change? Like, did you change your diet, your sleeping patterns, your water, your steps? Like, no, just took this pill. Meanwhile, like the best fat burner is put down the fork and move a little more. You know what I mean? And we'd always get those coming back, and they'd be pissed at me. Like I formulated the fat burner. Like, well, you told me it was, it would do this, this, and this. I was like, I personally have never told anyone fat burners will melt fat. Even when I was working, I think I started at like 17, all the way to like 25-ish in corporate sales. I've never been that guy to say that. I said weight gainers will put on weight? Yup, but not the best. I've never told people fat burners just melt the fat off. Unless you're getting like pure ephedrine or the good stuff, which I think like a metabolite of that used to be in the old Hydroxycut, and someone died on it, and then it got banned. But that was like the number one return when I was working there, and it was miserable. They come in, hobble their big ass through the door, just already looking like they want to fight with me. This fat burner didn't do shit. I'm like, okay, what'd you change? Nothing. I'm like, fascinating. And that leads into like this shit too, where kids now think they're gonna take tests and just change overnight. But I know more people that take tests that look like shit than they do and they look great. And it's because I think it becomes like a crutch. Same with the fat burning pills. It all becomes a crutch because you're like, I can have that extra burger. I can take an extra rest day and not do shit. I can do this. I can do that because I have this. And that's not how it works at all, guys. So with any supplement, with any super supplement, you still have to put in a level of work to achieve that goal that you're trying to hit. There's no escape plan with this shit. Unless you just want to go in and get PMMA and Synthol and what other surgery that's going on right now, BBL, and unless you want to go that route, but then you just look goofy and like a science experiment. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in again. I'll let you guys know how, I love the blue. I'll let you know how watermelon and cherry taste together. But if you guys want it, like I said, it's limited SKUs because it's limited edition. I think I got 10 of each left. We started with 15. But cheers. Much love, everyone. And I'll see you when I see you. Have a kick-ass week.